Yeah, and welcome to the Business YouTube. My name's Daniel Rose, and obviously, this is me going on about my story on how I ended up going from being dead broke, which is broke as an absolute joke, living off $50 a month, $50 a week for food. I was at that stage of my life, all the way up to creating a successful marketing agency. So, yeah, basically, what I do now is I run a marketing agency in Australia here. So, it's a digital marketing agency that specializes in brokers, consultants, financial coaches, as well as consultants, as well as real estate agents, just to help them get more leads. But as I said, it's been a real rocky one. So I guess let's just jump straight into it. So pretty much going back to it, back when I first began, so technically I've been doing this journey off and on since about the age of 16. So let me just quickly tackle that. So originally I wanted to become an Olympic rower. So I want to become the best in the world. I want to become the best rower I could possibly be. After that, I did my back. So my back pretty much just had spasms and all that sort of stuff. And, the joys of that. Plus, also the whole reason why I was originally doing it in the first place was so then I can get this, um, like really, really cute chick at the time. Got no interest in her now, but let's just call her Jordan for now. So yeah, pretty much I did that because I wanted to get this Jordan chick, and basically I just put every single time, energy, bit of effort into what I wanted to do, into becoming an Olympic rower. I was training about 3 to 4 times a day. So in the morning, so I used to do 2 sessions in the morning, and then a session or two in the afternoon. Some days I doubled up, some days I didn't. That's also including other school sports as well. And then after that, I ended up doing my back about 6 months later. Obviously, after when I got first, and obviously, you know how it's like. You want to climb up to that very, very top, and then it's something that's going to happen, which is going to basically make you crash down, and then you're able to succeed better. So that's what happened to me. One of the best learning experiences as well. That was back in like 2018, 2019. And then after that, so, during the whole 2020, what happened, the beginning of that. So I was in school during the time. So I was only in like year 10. And that's where I discovered what social media is and what marketing actually is through Jason Capital. So Jason Capital, he's a copywriter. He shows people how to write copy. So then he obviously consults them to marketing agencies, and he essentially lived that dream lifestyle of what I wanted to live. Because obviously down in Australia, I um I essentially live on an island because, especially compared to the rest of you guys watching in either US, UK, New Zealand, like even like New Zealand and Ireland. But yeah, so pretty much it was just an island. So it's just like Puerto Rico. You can drive around on your quad bike, you can drive around a golf cart, you can live the life you want, make money through the internet, and it just honestly just drew me in from there because I was just thinking all I wanted to do was become either a lawyer or a doctor. It was one of those two paths, nothing more, nothing less. That's it. So that's all I wanted to become. And I spent every waking moment, oh, and also like real estate agent because I discovered sales through Jason Capital, but I wanted to literally just do sales that way and, well, basically either do that, run a marketing agency, or do sales. And I'm just like, well, let me give it a shot with a marketing agency. So pretty much what I used to do was just DMs that, give me a minute. I used to pretty much just message random people on social media, trying to get them in, trying to get them to actually buy what I provide. So what I provide them was a social media marketing package. I didn't know the price, I didn't know what it was. I was just trying to get people to book in a call so then I could go from there. Or I was also essentially setting for other people as well. As I said, I had no idea what I was doing. I was 16 at the time. It is what it is. So yeah, I did that. I did that for a while, and then I'm like, I want to become a real estate agent. Because I'm like, I wasn't seeing any traction. I didn't even know when it comes to the basics of posting. All I knew was just you basically had your phone, recorded a video, not like the one that I'm recording now, obviously, because I'm not in that position anymore. Basically, I just got a video recorded, try to figure out how I need to do it, you know. And even like during school, I was even asking like a lot of the teachers, hey, if let's say if I knew they had a business on the side, I'd be like, hey, could I work for your business? I'll charge you $200 a week. I'd work for you. I'd do your ads, not even do your ads. I'll just basically post content online for you, trying to get you more sales and figure it out that way. Obviously, that didn't work because what teachers want to work with their student outside of school? Plus, also, it's not the best look on them if they got, let's just say, a year 10 student trying to market for them. Obviously, that failed. That didn't work. Then after that, I went into the real estate game because all I wanted to do was become a real estate agent because I spent a lot of my childhood basically looking up to people like Chris Crone and all those sorts of people. Like I was watching his YouTubes every single day. I was trying to figure out real estate investing. I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, real estate investing, all those sorts of books, and also stuff like by Duncan Ballantyne as well. So I just was trying to figure out what way could I actually end up doing it and how could I end up becoming successful with it. So I used that, basically read all those books up. I got the knowledge, but it's not the actual practical stuff. But I did find it work. But then pretty much when I was 16 and a half, I remember I sat down, had a chat with a real estate agent. So he said, hey, real estate doesn't suit you. You're too quiet. You're too willing to obviously change the price and obviously go based on what the customer feels for negotiation. So let's just say if the person wanted to offer 650 for a house, I'd be happy to sell them for like 640, 625, which isn't the best case scenario, especially in real estate agents, because I was just that type of kid. Given also the way that I grew up, I was given that type of kid that was obviously I got no problems with the way that I grew up, but in the environment that I was in, I folded very quickly. I wasn't satisfied with that, but I folded very quickly, and yeah, and then I spent a lot of my years in that personal development area. Hold up, give me a second. In that personal development area. And I spent time and time and time again absorbing all the books I can read, like the 4 Hour Work Week, the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. You obviously know all those books, they all ring a bell. And then just whatever other books I could also get a hold of as well. Just because I was like, I'm just trying to become successful. I'm trying to figure it out, what I need to do, where I need to do it. And then after that, because I didn't get that job as a real estate agent, I then was day trading CFDs on the stock market, funnily enough, because he said I was analytical enough, like my old man, so my dad, and my brain sort of worked better in that analytical world. So I could see patterns, see trends, understand where the markets are shifting, understand what's happening with, let's just say, the oil price, where's it going to end up, what's going to happen with it, where's it going to go, all that sort of stuff. And I made a few successful trades, obviously, as you do. But the only problem is that 99% of people never actually succeed. So I was actually part of that for a little bit. I didn't succeed with it. I did give it a shot, and I still do enjoy doing it to this day, just because it's like a whole different ball game. So it's like whenever you work in like a sales field or whatever you do, brokering or anything to do with sales, even when it comes to high ticket sales, because we all know we all sell high ticket products. So it's like even just that different perspective, because you can't really emotionally get a grip of the person who you're trying to help out. All you can do is just see patterns, see trends, and try and attack it in your best interpretation of what's actually going to happen. And that's obviously the way that I proceeded. But if you guys remember the day in 2020 when Netflix was going through the roof due to a movie, not a movie, due to a show, so I bought it during the like second on second. So I probably made about $150 from it that day. And then it was about 6:35 in the morning. So, and then after that, I was thinking, oh, it's going to short. I'm going to be shorting it. And then I bought it by accident because I had no idea what I was doing. Mind you, I was a complete new guy at the stock market. I was 16 at the time. I still had no idea what I was doing. So I used that, ended up shorting the stock, lost everything. So I had a portfolio worth about 15 grand. I lost it absolutely all. And then I was like, well, that's over. And then obviously I then did the rest of high school. I was stuck in between wanting to become a lawyer and wanting to become a doctor. And I just decided I want to be a lawyer because I want to be someone like Harvey Specter, someone who can close, someone who can negotiate deals, and wanted to be that personification of that character. Now, I know a lot of you guys watching this have seen Suits. You guys get why I wanted to become Harvey, don't you? I just wanted to become Harvey because he had such a good grasp on what you need to be as a man, and obviously what sort of, what you need to do. And obviously the whole self-development and that sort of stuff during school, I actually got made fun of a lot, even though it's probably one of the best things for me. Moving on, that's about it. Till about year 12, obviously I had events where I basically learned and obviously grew because I got to know what people are like because everything I did was a team, even played Quizen. So Quizen was very impactful because obviously I got a lot of friendships through that. And even though it was from a short period of time, it was probably the best time from high school. Like even you guys can relate. One of the best times from high school is always the group activities. Like I was a massive rower back in high school. All I wanted to do was row, row, row. Obviously, like the sculls, the rowing sculls. So, that's where I wanted to become the Olympic champion up until I did my back, and then that all changed. So then from there, I finished off school. We were on a trip in New Zealand, and I'm just like, hey, making money online is pretty easy because I just got that thought because I just always wanted to I always just wanted to do business instead of running a job. I was like, oh yeah, business is going to be easy. Let's see how I can get dad's company up to $100 million. Obviously, it hasn't happened. Hasn't happened. But yeah, so I did that. I got my first job working with him. So I got my first job basically as a brokering assistant as well as an analysis slash an assistant for him. So obviously that taught me the ropes of the game, taught me more of the towards the consulting world, and then taught me more towards the brokering world as well. Obviously that's why I specialize in what I specialize in. And because he had about 20 odd years in the bank and I got fed all that knowledge all throughout my childhood because also my mum was a business owner as well up until she's like, not running a business is not for me, it's too hard. So yeah, so that's what happened, and pretty much I did that for about a year, and I'm like, this isn't enough. So then after that, I decided to get a second job doing low ticket sales at a car wash. Um, so pretty much obviously it's just a normal weekend job. You do whatever you can. I was only about $1,000 a week, but I was just like, this isn't enough for me. This really isn't enough for me. So he did that for about 3 years. Yes, I did that for about 3 years. Didn't like it. Obviously, did up to about my 20th. Yeah, 20th birth, like towards the end of my 20th birth. No, not even 20th. Did that for about 2 years. I basically taught low ticket sales, understood all that sort of stuff. And at the time, this is also just showing how raw this is. At the time, we were also working at a nursing company at the time. So because we did the consulting, we did the assets, we just try to help them out. Obviously, it's because it's a contract, so we come into the business, then we go out. So I did that for then a contracting company. No, we were contractors to a nursing company. And during that time was probably one of the most pivotal moments to my years. I don't know, everyone's been through the same sort of story before. Everyone's been through the same sort of story before. I've heard pretty much every single, well, majority of the successful business owners. So I've been through a story something similar to this, where they've pretty much. This is where it gets to the good part. This is where it hits rock bottom because this was the time when my parents were getting divorced. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to move out, so I decided to move out with my dad. I was working 3 jobs, earning 10K a month, earning $30 an hour, working 21 days 21 hours a day. So during this time, just after this time, so I was just doing that between working for a broker consultant, and then after that, working for a car wash, and also doing disability services in a nursing company. Because obviously, as you guys know, in Australia, the disability sector is a huge sector, and there's also a lot of stuff involved with it. So I did that. I did that for a while. I was a massive fan of it. I actually met one of the love of my life, I guess you can call it, because we used to have like good times, like way back when we were like 13, working in like a canteen when we used to play soccer down at Martin's Oval. So obviously I fell in love with her there, and obviously not too much happened from there. Like we were dating while I was in that period of working 21 hours a day, 30 days a month, well, 31 days a month, and getting paid the 10K. But it just started to tail off, and obviously started to date other chicks. Obviously, this is not why the video is about, but I just want to give you guys a bit more into my background. So I started to date other chicks. It went well. Obviously, we went up, we went down, we went up, and then we just completely cut contact. This is where the story gets good. This is where the story gets good, to be honest. So from there, about a month later, I got text from a guy in Miami, real estate agent in Miami. Thought he was the top, but so he got me into crypto. I don't sell crypto now. I don't promote any crypto products. I've got nothing affiliated with crypto. Just want to let you know that now. But he got me into crypto. And I was working with him for about 12 months, a bit more, a bit less. So I was still working so pretty much not long after Easter, so about April 22nd is when I quit my job as a carer. And then from there, obviously, put all my time, energy, and attention into focusing on to try an appointment set and try and focus on my business. This isn't a sad story, by the way. This is just the steep before it actually gets good. This is the best part of the story, because obviously it builds up character, it shows you who you are. And also during those times, I have been fighting, I was training, like I did also want to become a professional boxer. So pretty much during that time, I remember the day. It was actual March 5th. No, it wasn't March. It was May. It was May. Oh, what is it? It was the 3rd of May, 2020. No, not 2020, 2024. Yeah, because I was 2 years out of high school. May 2024 is when I got a message from this guy called Todd Elliott Russell. Avoid him at all costs. So he taught me about crypto. He taught me about Bitcoin. He taught me about all that sort of stuff and how assets work, and you know where this deal's going to go. So I thought, hey, let me invest into this actual mining company, because he took me a while to basically nurture, as you do, while I was also trying to figure out how to DM set, how to try and sell my own products. Because also during that time, I actually got my first sale of $3,000 to a HVAC company down in Brisbane. Obviously, I'm located in Bundy, so yeah. So I got my first sale to a HVAC company in Brisbane, not knowing a single thing. No, no, that was the following year. But yeah, so I basically did that. Talked for him for about 6 months. I remember as well the 17th of July is when crypto crashed. And that's when he's like, because I was investing about $250 a week into this mining company. So I was investing $200 a week, $250 a week into this Bitcoin mining company. So I did that consistently for about 12 months. And not even 12 months, probably about 6 months. And then after that, I ended up just basically doing that, kept on building up my relationship. He seemed like he was living the dream life, having the Porsches, having the Brickell penthouse in Miami. Oh, because I know you guys all dream of that. And just living that life of full freedom. So that kept on going. Then after that, the 18th, no, it wasn't the 18th. Yeah, it was. No, it was the 21st of August. So on the 15th of August is when he's like, well, technically it was the 10th of August. He's like, you should get a loan. So then I went onto the bank on the 15th of August. I ended up getting a loan out for 30K. I got a loan out for 30K. And then obviously we just kept on slowly investing in money. I did over 3 different transactions. So I did that. And then after that, I sent the $30,000 to that mining company. And then we waited because I was with a new girlfriend at the time. So we just waited, seeing the rolling over of profit, got that stuff sorted, and then we went from there. And then on the 31st, no, it was the 29th of October. Yeah. 28th of October is when because I couldn't put any payments in. I maxed out my wages, maxed that out, while also trying to get money through appointment setting at the time. So I did that. I didn't have this product at the time, but I was selling for a dating coach at that time. So I did that through appointment setting. So I did that, put 30 grand in, got nothing from it. Because it's like, those good old crypto scams that are like, hey, you need to then put in, what is it? You need to then put in another $40,000 if you need to do it. And I remember because I was over at one of my mates' houses that night. I'm like, what am I meant to do? I need another 30 grand. What am I meant to do? And there's like to speak to your old man. I'm like, I'm not going to tell my old man this. I'm not going to tell my old man that I actually borrowed money. So I remember that at that day. I'm not friends with those people at the moment. That's why I'm not going to, and obviously I'm not with that woman at the moment, so I'm not going to say their names. So that's what happened. And then he's just like, hey, then I remember as well. Obviously that happened. I was paying $900 a week in rent between dad and I. So I was only earning about less than $1,000 a week. 150 was going towards my loans. And yeah, so then that was just kept on happening up until December. And then this is 2025 up until we fully moved out about March 2025 is when I moved back into my mum's because obviously mum and dad had split, and I've obviously moved into my dad's at the time and his partners because obviously I wanted to move out of home. So then I moved out of home, which was honestly one of the best things you can do. So I moved out of home. I was there for about a month, and then he's like, "Oh, I want you to go all in. I want you to go all in and invest everything you can into my newest project." I didn't know at the time it was a scam, mind you. So I was giving him another $250 a week, keep on doing that over about 3 months. And then I got out a loan, and then I'm like, well, I'm not, the most I can do is 20K because as well, I wanted to sign up for a closing coaching. So I signed up for this closing coaching. And then from there, obviously, it was a terrible offer at the end of the day. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to give him the energy or the power to it. So I was in a terrible closing offer. So what they did was teach you appointment setting, teach you sales, teach you the basics of how to run and get 10K a month through sales. I did that. It was an absolute joke. I got nothing out of it besides obviously some people who I work with and obviously some mates who I've helped on with other offers. So I mean, is it really worth 9 grand for a network and to learn like nothing when it comes to sales? Not really, in my opinion, but that happened. Obviously, I spent 20 grand. I put $11,000 into him. I paid off the closing group to 9 grand. It was total about 20 grand, about another 20 grand by I finished. And obviously, once I was done, I finished off in about April. I've literally finished off less than April. Oh, it would have been about April, May of that year, and just said, no, I'm done. I'm blocking you. You're asking for too much. Because then from there, obviously, because I was moving out of the house, I then had the bond. And obviously, I was still working a job. I was still getting commissions in. So I had the job. So I had the job working at the brokerage. I got enough commissions in. And then I signed up for this guy's coaching. Amazing coach, Alam from the UAE. One of the best people who I can learn from. And honestly, one of the best investments I had in my life. So then from there, I learned sales. No, I learned not sales. I learned how to run um, how to basically do my actual first marketing. It was technically for a coaching offer, and let's just say I slightly pivoted towards actually doing SMMA and marketing agency. So I uploaded my first video to YouTube. It got 5 booked calls in. Each call was worth 5K, and then converted 3 out of them. And then after that, so I essentially made 25K from my first YouTube video. So I did that, and then I got 2 more calls in, closed them both. So then I got 25K that month just from YouTube alone. And then I'm like, well, maybe not everything out there is bad. Maybe I could actually learn from this. So I basically put my head down. I worked on my marketing agency. I obviously refined my offer because I was targeting for everyone. And then I was trying to figure it out. I was on the phones every day. I was in the DMs trying to figure out what I need to say, how I need to say it, what I need to do. So I did that. I did that for many, many months at a time. Obviously, got that through the YouTube, got 25K for my first month of YouTube. No ad revenue, all just basically me selling marketing. So I did that, made 25K essentially for my first YouTube video, if you don't even include leads, because I also had more people turn up later and be like, oh, I like this video, let me go and work with you. So done that. That happened. And then after that, I said I was just on the phones pretty much every day. I was trying to figure out what I meant to do, how I meant to do it. I bought all the courses that I could. I bought all the coaching that I could. I also bought another set of coaching. Amazing coaching for actual like head appointment set, head of closed calls because I was trying to figure it out all on my own. And I was like, obviously because I learned a lot through that actual coaching that I bought. Because I obviously got taught all the marketing systems, the frameworks, and obviously how to make your first 20K through the actual coaching. So then I learned that and I'm like, well, it's actually pretty useful. Let me go and find out businesses who I can actually apply for. So I did that. I just basically put my head down, started dialing. I was still living off of like $50 a month in food. Not $50 a month, $200 a month, or about $50 a week in food, because I didn't know what I was meant to be doing. Obviously, I was moved back into mum. She didn't know the situation. Dad didn't know the situation. Neither one did their partners. They didn't know the situation. So I just put my head down, just started working. I didn't come up for air. I didn't do anything. All I was like, I need to sell this offer to get out of debt. So I just kept on selling that offer. I actually got my marketing agency up to 25K a month. And 12 months later, here we are. Here we are. So that's a bit more on my story. But pretty much what I do for you guys is, let's just say if you guys run a real estate agent, you guys are either real estate agents, run a real estate agency, runs a brokerage or are a broker, run a consulting business, financial consulting, or run a financial coaching business. So pretty much what I do is pretty much help you guys, get you more leads, get you guys actual qualified book calls, than just going for the willy-nilly, just aiming for anyone who we can. Because let's just be real. You and I both know is that if I went from grabbing good old Steve off the street, you wouldn't get anyone. He wouldn't be willing to buy because he's not looking for what you actually provide, or let alone he wouldn't even have the cash for what you actually provide. So yeah, pretty much I help you guys create lead generation systems which will help you scale your agency, your coaching, or your consulting business from between $10,000 to $50,000 a month through all just ads, through content, and through obviously emails and all that sort of stuff. So what I will do is get your business between 10 to 50K in leads. So you aren't running around, because I know you're only between 8 to 10K a month. So you aren't running around trying to figure out how can you get more appointments booked? How can you get more meetings in? So what I do, I'll go into your business, scrape out the marketing systems, and provide you with a proven framework, which if I was you guys, I'd claim your free call, book a call down below, and we can have a quick chat from there, and I can see how I can help you. So yeah. And also for you guys,